Hello and welcome to this model. We'll consider what the definition of effective teaching is in the early years. Yeah, there's a definition of effective teaching in the early years, and you speak to colleagues in the early years and they'll say, "Oh, now we are not teachers. We are not teachers." Well, whereas the EOFS is assuming that you are a teacher, and of course you are a teacher. Yeah, and Ofsted is thinking that you are a teacher too. Yeah, all of us within the early years, supporting children, education and care, we are all teachers. Yeah, and to be a teacher, well, it doesn't matter whether you have level 3 or level 4 or level 5 or level 6. We are all teachers. We are all supporting children to learn, and then we're caring for them as well. And so therefore I thought it's going to be necessary that we consider from Ofsted point of view what is teaching, what is effective teaching. So this is what this model is about. So we are all teachers in the early year settings. So let's get stuck in. This is a short model. So who is this model meant for? This is meant for practitioners who are working in the nurseries using the early years foundation stage. Is for child minders, and then is for students, apprentices within the early years as well, to make sure that they are aware of what the expectations are of them before they even arrived to working in the settings. So learning outcome: by completing this model, staff members will be able to identify what the ingredients, the recipes that will make up something. The ingredients of effective teaching are. What are they? What are these ingredients? There's clearly an ingredient for what constitutes teaching. And then you come to the understanding that teaching does not imply a top-down or formal way of working. Teaching doesn't imply a top-down or formal way of working. Then you become confident in your skills at supporting children thrive in their learning and development. You help children thrive in their learning and development. So definition of effective teaching from Ofsted handbook. This come from directly. So teaching should not be taken to imply a top-down or formal way of working. Just put yourself in the nursery environment. We are in the room. It doesn't have to be a top-down formal way of working. All of the routine teaching will be present in there. We are always explaining concept to children. We're clarifying their thoughts and all of that. We're giving them time to think. It is a broad term that covers the many different ways in which adults help young children learn. So teaching will be teaching key persons interaction. Your interaction with your children is teaching them. Your interaction with children during plan and child initiated play and activities. All the interaction you're having with children is teaching. Children will do many things, and some will be communicating and modeling language to children. We will be showing children how to do things. We'll be cutting a piece of paper with a pair of scissors, showing them how it works, how to put their coat on. We'll be demonstrating things to them. We'll be exploring ideas with them. We are encouraging children. Give them positive praise for them to try to persist in task. We are questioning them. We wonder what might happen if that object is dropped into the water. Is it going to sink? Is it going to float? We are recalling situations with them, things we've done before. So all of these things that we are doing is teaching. Yeah, we're modeling language. So when you have inspection and you have a joint observation and you've been observed by the inspector and the senior management in order to review it, to talk about effectiveness of teaching and how that is having impact on children's learning and therefore quality of education. You should just know at the back of your mind that you got to have a good interaction with the children in addition to all of the other ingredients that will be coming up to. You should have a good interaction. You should be modeling language as you interact with children. You should be showing them something. You do not have to do all of this at the same time, but you got to do some, asking them open-ended questions, explaining concepts to them, demonstrating things, exploring ideas, and recalling. Yeah, so interaction will involve all of these. Yeah, you'll be providing a narrative for what children are doing. That is vitally important. If once you are with children, you got to provide narrative to what they are doing, because language acquisition, that's the only way they're going to acquire language. There's no baby language. There's no adult language. Language is language. Yeah, and they are only going to acquire language if they've heard it. If they've heard a spoken language. So providing narrative to what children are doing supports language acquisition. Of course, they need to have their receptive language first before the expressive language. They need to have the understanding in their mind, which is the receptive, before they actually can articulate, can say it, can express it, expressive language. Yeah, we are facilitating their learning, scaffolding it. We're setting them challenge. Yeah, all of this we are doing is teaching. And teaching will take into account, interaction. Yeah. So we're looking at the ingredients. So think about interaction. So interaction is one plank of effective teaching. And if we are doing interaction, it takes into account the equipment that the key person provides, then the physical environment, the structure and routine of the day that establishes or establish expectations. So not only are you interacting, you are interacting in the context that you, as the key person, you have provided resources for this learning. Okay? Yeah, pedagogy, andrology. So children pedagogy, how we teach the children, is not the same as andrology, how adults are taught. Okay, so therefore, the environment is important part of effective teaching. The resources should be there. Remember, when we talk in observation, we say we observe the children. We know what they can do, what they know, the skills, the understanding, and the knowledge. Yeah, based upon that, then we determine next step what we want them to learn and to know and to be able to do in the future. Then we have an intention for them. Okay, therefore, that their learning is starting from the known, which is the previous knowledge, is starting from the known. So, which is a major principle, really, I would say, in education and in educating children, that you learn from the known to the unknown. Yeah, so always lessons would have to be supported on the previous knowledge of the child. You build the skills on what they have now, or if you like, you extend the skills that they have now. And I always tell people, everything we're doing in the early years, we are, with the knowledge, understanding, skills, we are introducing these, we are reinforcing these, or we are extending these. So these three objectives of lessons or teaching experience activities is vitally important. And another principle is learning proceed, well, should be construct, will be concrete. Yeah, children learn with the concrete thing, the concrete object. Yeah, from concrete to abstract. You learn from concrete to abstract, and that concrete is that object. So the physical environment was going to be important, stimulating. There should be an object which children are interacting with, which you are providing narrative to what they are doing. But if there's no object, I'm not sure what they'll be doing. Then you two are just talking. And a book could be an object, so you're sharing a book. So that becomes part of the resources in the environment. And then there should be structure and a routine of the day that establish expectation. Yeah, the children will know that once we finish a snack, there's going to be story time, or we're moving next to do this. We're going to the garden. These are the expectations. The garden is set up. Yeah, so we really need to be clear on this issue about how we're supporting children. Your understanding of this will help you to make your work really easy, I would say, and enjoyable. So integral to teaching is how key person assess what children know, understand, and can do. So you are not going to be able to do any good teaching if you do not know what your children already know and can do. The basis upon which you have a next step, and then the next step you use to plan. And you need to take into account children's interests and dispositions to learn, which is the characteristics of effective learning. This should be another model that will be a characteristics of effective learning. Yeah, but you need to know children's interest. So you go back in the observation, we'll talk about the interest, the sort of things that can interest children. It could be a subject, it could be a topic, it could be an event, it could be an idea. Yeah, you need to think about all of these and have some understanding about it. And know this about your children. You really got to know your children. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to support them effectively. And then you use this information to plan children's next steps in learning, and then you monitor their progress. You monitor their progress through observation again, assessment, in order to determine if progress has been made. Yeah, so the ingredients of effective teaching. Yeah, so these are the ingredients of what is effective teaching. There got to be interaction. Yeah, interaction needs to be happening. Resources need to be there for specific activities. The physical environment got to be good. Resources all safe for the children to be in. There should be structure and routine and expectations for children. There must be assessment, and children's interest and disposition must be considered in teaching. Yeah, so that you pitch the lesson at their level. And you know the children, you know their schemas, and life is easy for everybody, and the children are learning, they are enjoying, and they are thriving. Then determining children's next steps and planning for it. Monitoring children's progress in learning and development. So reflection and conclusion. So teaching is the normal day-to-day things that you do. Yeah, all of the routines, things that we do, we are teaching the children all of the time. Snack time is a learning opportunity. All of the time, we mustn't miss these opportunities. We're teaching the children all the time, through all the routine, through the nappy changing. We sing a song to the children. We're telling them about their body part. I'm going to raise your leg now. I'm going to take your nappy off. I'm going to put a fresh one on you. They are hearing language. That's how they're going to acquire it. So teaching is the normal day-to-day things that you do in demonstrating, in explaining, and listening to all children. The ingredients of effective teaching put a burden on each key person to provide not only the environment that to enable learning and development, but also to interact with children in all contexts during their time at the setting. If you have any further questions to explore, you can state this in the community area on this app here. And thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.